This segment of Packard Pokes At was made possible by patrons of the show and viewers like you. Please go to patreon.com/PackardPokesAt to help support the show. Thank you. This was just breaking news today. As a matter of fact, just before we went on air, this broke. There are states out there that have these things called trap laws. And in fact, there are 7 of them that are enforced right now. Alabama, Indiana, North Dakota, Texas, Virginia, Mississippi, and North Carolina. What's important about this is that here in Wisconsin, the federal judge struck down the Wisconsin law requiring doctors that perform abortions to get hospital admitting privileges, a ruling that benefits women's health from requiring the substantially outweighed by restricting women's access to abortion. U.S. District Judge William Conley, who earlier put the law on hold, ruled in 2013 that the law is unconstitutional. He issued a permanent injunction blocking its enforcement. This is a great move because there are states out there that have these trap laws on the books saying that if you're a doctor, you have to have admitting privileges to a local hospital. And local hospitals don't want to have anything to do with this. They don't want to have an abortion doctor have access to their hospital because they know if they do, then they're going to get 10 levels of shit from these pro-lifers out there, and then they're going to start attacking the hospitals. And the hospitals don't want to have anything to do with that, and why the fuck should they? But this trap law is unconstitutional. There is absolutely no fucking reason for why a doctor has to have admitting privileges. These doctors are there to perform abortion. If you have a doctor that needs to tend a patient because of a complication or whatever, other hospitals are out there that can handle this. The service is not that specialized that any other doctor cannot handle the situation. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, these kind of techniques have been tried in other states as well. Besides Wisconsin, they try to put unreasonable restrictions on abortion clinics. They say the doctors performing the procedures have to have admitting rights to the local hospital. They also put on them weird zoning laws, like they have to have certain building codes that they have to meet, and it's all completely unrelated to the services they're providing. It's not like these laws are protecting women who are seeking these services any better or worse or anything. They're just putting unreasonable and expensive requirements on the clinics that were operating fine without problem otherwise. So it really is just a devious way of trying to limit women's access to health care. Yeah. And in some states, these restrictions and new requirements have held up. But in Wisconsin, they've been struck down. Breaking news. Good job.
Yes. I was very fortunate to catch this just as it came across my iPhone. I saw this and I damn near jumped out of my seat going, yes. The best part about this is it takes the Republicans who wanted this goddamn shit and it shoves it right down their throats because they've been trying to shove their shit down our throats. Connie, your thoughts?
Yeah, your Governor Scott Walker signed it in July. So, yeah, his Republican governor. What I think about this is that the restriction is the part of the problem is that there's doctors who won't perform abortions because, or have any part to do with abortions because of the perceived threat. I don't know how many hospitals are like Catholic run or whatever, but there's a lot of reasons why abortions have to happen in clinics. And right. I know that there's clinic work that can happen, like you have outpatient surgeries and things like that. Where I'm going with this is that if there wasn't the stigma of performing abortions, I don't think that this would be a big problem. When I had my last child, my 8th child, I had her at home with a midwife. And one of the things that we had to make sure was that my child's head was down. Everything was going to be okay. If there was any complications at all, the home birth was not going to happen, and I had to have a plan of how are we going to get to the hospital. It's a thing, Mm-hmm. I had a lot of my kids at my doctor's clinic clear out in Eatonville. If there had been a problem, it would have meant an ambulance, traveling to a hospital, and so. Right. There's an important reason why that's not, this isn't to mitigate why we should have hospital access, because it's oftentimes, abortion, this is a young girl who's probably never had a baby before, and just, you don't know what's going to happen,
Right.
even if you've had a baby before. So, um, it, I'm really, really glad that these draconian laws are going to be, hopefully be done away with. And I don't know if it's going to go to the Supreme Court, but
I'm not
but
really sure either, because a lot of these
yeah,
other states, these ones have not hit the Supreme Court either. But
right.
but we will have a rule. Well, that's ruling on something else altogether. Sorry, brain fart.
No. Well, like I said, I think if we can not take away the demonic status of performing abortions, and doctors don't feel like they have to worry about their practice or hospitals, we might see that there'd be more hospitals, and it would be an easier collaboration between abortion clinics and hospitals, because it is actually a good thing. But the way that they're going about this is how it's restrictive, and they're just trying to eliminate abortion. And so
that's what they're ultimately stopping is safe abortion. They want to force women back into the back alleys and to sticking coat hangers up themselves to force an abortion, or do something worse like fall down a set of stairs or something. Or get into an accident on purpose. They don't give a fucking shit if that happens to them. Oh, they think, well, and I've heard Republicans say this. It's like, so if she hurts herself to try to get an abortion, and she dies in the process, so what? So what? They think they're taking the moral high ground here, because they stopped a woman from getting a legal abortion when they don't have that right. It's in our Constitution, and these trap laws, especially these 7 states, they are unconstitutional. But because their Supreme Courts are totally screwed up and Republican run and ran by complete fucking retards, they are letting these trap laws go into effect.
Yeah.
Well, another thing to keep in mind is most, like we talk about abortions and abortion clinics, most pregnancies are terminated now by pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
It's not even a procedure where a woman goes in there and she's sedated, and then a doctor goes in and does whatever he does. No, they go in, they miss their period, they go in, and they say, I think I'm pregnant. They test them. Okay, you are pregnant. What do you want to do? And then they go home with a prescription, and they take these pills, and it forces a menstruation, and the pregnancy is over. It's not even this whole, baby feet in the hand bullshit literature that you see handed out at fucking rallies, which is complete bullshit. The majority of pregnancies are now terminated with drugs, with a few pills, and the ladies go home and they do what they got to do, and they make the decisions what they want to do with the rest of their lives, because that's an important decision.
Yeah,
and it's a decision that the government should not be making for these women.
Yeah, that's the SB 537 pill, I believe. That's no, that's.
Did you just make that up?
No, I'm reading that off a page here. Actually, no, that's sorry.
I was gonna say, I've never heard of that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's I'm sorry. I'm reading this.
You developed the pill, don't you?
I developed the pill, right? No, I'm sorry. I'm reading this for it says for Texas. It says the SB 537 would require all clinics that perform abortions to adhere to the same standards as surgical clinics, which even though many of them simply administer the abortion pill to women, which is actually not a surgical procedure. I was
they're
thinking,
requiring them to meet surgical standards when there's no surgery being performed.
Right. And the problem the thing is with the pill there, Joe, is because places like Texas, they are right on the border of Mexico. They are going down to Mexico and getting abortion-like pills, and they're not getting
who knows what they're getting.
Exactly.
Oh,
they have no idea what they're getting.
Scary.
And they're taking these things, and people are dying. Once again, these Republicans, they don't fucking give a damn.
A pill that's the equivalent of a coat hanger. It's very scary.
The anti-abortion ideology cares more about the ideology than about actual people.
Yes.
Right.
Because women are actual people, and the women are the ones who are harmed by not having proper access to health care. And the ideology is that just because something is conceived and a zygote is forming in a uterus, that's a person. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's a zygote. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I am glad that our Supreme Court here in Wisconsin was at least intelligent enough to say, hey, this is unconstitutional, and you're not going to push your goddamn right-wing anti-choice agenda here.
Well, there are only 4 healthcare centers in Wisconsin, according to what I read in an article today. And they were talking about basically shutting down one of the largest ones, and then the other 3 would have been overwhelmed.
Yeah.
That's just unconscionable to me that there would only be that many. But I don't know how many there are in my state. Really?
Yeah.
So what are these women's options?
Yeah,
of course we know what they'll say to that. So, yeah, kudos to Judge William Conley.
Yes, definitely kudos to Judge Conley for doing the right thing.